Hi there, I'm Leslie from ScottFit. Diana and I run this organisation that does fitness and yoga and Pilates within the local community. So today we're going to do our second Hatha yoga practice, suitable for beginners or anybody who wants to advance their practice. And all you're going to need today is your mat and 2 blocks. If you don't have blocks, maybe use some big hefty books at home. It's a home practice, so welcome onto the mat today. We're actually going to start on the floor, laying down with our knees raised. To start our practice off today, just to tune into our body. So bring your knees comfortably underneath, ankles underneath knees, and chin gently tucked in. Bring your right hand onto your belly and your left hand onto your heart. Just connecting your body and your breath. And take a moment just to fidget so your pelvis is connected, your shoulders are connected to the floor. Chin gently tucked in. And take a nice deep breath just to let that tension seep away as you breathe out through your mouth. Eyes closing down. One more time. And then come back to your natural breath. Start to feel the contact points of your body on your mat, through your feet and toes, through your back of your body, your shoulders, back of your head. Connected to the earth. And take a moment to tune into how your body is feeling right at this minute. Work your way from your toes all the way up to your head, checking in with your joints, your tissues, your muscles, and noticing any aches and pains, any injuries that you may be carrying. And bear in mind through your practice that you want to journey into each of the poses. Just take your time to feel each of the poses and never push past a point of pain. That's your cue for going too far. And then reconnect with your breath. Allow yourself to focus on the inhalation through your nose. Start to draw that breath into your chest and pull your belly in and up towards your sternum. Take a pause at the end of your inhalation. As you breathe out, let your chest collapse, let your belly expand. We're doing some diaphragmatic breathing today. Expansion of the chest, the rib cage as the belly pulls in, pausing at the end of your inhalation. And let your chest collapse and your belly expand as you breathe out. Feeling the breath with your hands, that movement through the chest and through the abdomen. Gradually, as you continue with your pranayama here, your breath control, notice that your breath will start to get longer and deeper. You will have that control over your breath. You really feel the benefits of drawing in that prana, that life force energy. Letting go of anything that no longer serves you right at this minute. Just let it go out with the breath. For a home practice, if you wanted to take longer with your pranayama, if you're feeling quite tired and you really want to focus at being mindful with your practice here, de-stressing, letting your body calm down, mind focus fully into your breath, letting go of anything else that's happening throughout your day, just focusing fully into your breath. Spend as long as you wish. actual fact, doing breath work each day when you're anxious, stressed, if you're upset in any way, frustrated, doing this breath work will calm your mind down, give you that opportunity just to be still, reconnecting mind and body with your breath. And now we're just going to take 4 more of these nice long deep breaths. But of course at home, if you want to pause and continue for longer, please do. Always yogi's choice for however long you wish. Gradually now, as you finish your breaths, just bring your hands down by your side. And we're going to start off today just with some pelvic bridges to start awaken our leg muscles, core muscles continuing to awaken. So ensure the chin's tucked in, pull that belly in, press through the knees. Take that inhale as you do so. Curl the tailbone in between the legs and lift up, looking down your chest, fingers are reaching down towards the heels, and slowly as you exhale, peel your back onto the floor. Allow that connection to the earth. We'll do that twice more. Inhaling, lifting the pelvis, pressing the inner thighs together through the heels, connecting through the back of the head, the shoulders. Once more. And we'll do 2 more, but we'll add the arms in. So bringing the arms up to the ceiling, draw the shoulders into the floor. Chin's tucked in still, navel's forward in. Slowly exhaling, lowering your back onto the floor. And the last one. As you inhale, press through the heels, inner thighs, arms float up, palms facing up, reaching above you. And exhale, float back down. And bring both knees into your chest. And inhale, hugging the knees, head to knees. Release through the back. And release down. And take a moment to place one foot on the floor and the other and roll over. We'll come up onto our hands and knees to start some cows and cats. And if you want to pad your knees out, you can either roll your mat out or you can use a blanket like I've got here, just to soften the knees, never be in pain through your practice. So important to ensure that your wrists underneath your shoulders, your knees underneath your hips, and pull your belly in, nice long neck, and draw the shoulder blades down, pressing through your heels and your knuckles. Spread your fingers wide. So we're going to inhale, we're going to draw the tailbone up, drop the belly down, look forward, squeeze the shoulder blades together. As we exhale, we're going to arch the back through cat, tailbone down, head down, belly in, shoulder blades pulling away from the spine. We'll do 4 more rounds. Extension and flexion of the spine. Really feel that movement in your body. Releasing through the belly, the chest, the neck. back to our tabletop position. And we'll come through the process of thread the needle, a little twist within our spine. So as you inhale, the right hand floats up, we open up, we look towards the ceiling. As you exhale, bend the supporting arm, thread the hand through, look underneath your left shoulder, pushing the hand through as far as you can. And let's do that twice more. Lifting open, twisting, exhaling, pushing through. Once more. Again, feel that movement in the body, opening the chest, releasing through the shoulder joint. And repeat on the other side. Again, with your own breath, you're going to inhale to extend the left arm up, take that opening of the chest. Thread it through, bend the supporting arm, look underneath your right shoulder. Twice more with your inhale. And exhale. Coming back to tabletop, I'm going to sit down into child's pose. Heels towards, buttocks towards heels, press through your fingers. More important to get this process here. And releasing through your back, and then you can lower the head down. Pressing, releasing through the shoulder joints. Breathing through the back of your ribs, the side of your ribs. Feel that flexion in your spine, this forward fold, pressure into your belly. Taking a few more deep breaths here. We're going to come up through tabletop with your inhale, and you're going to swing round to the long edge of your mat. And here we may need one of our blocks. So coming up onto your shins, have your feet behind, nice and tall. You're going to extend your right leg out, and the cue point here is the instep in line with your knee, toes facing forward. You may need your block to the left side of you at whatever level you feel you need. So try to keep your hip above your left knee, push through the back foot, press through the outside edge of the right foot, strong legs, belly engaged. We're coming into gate post. So lift up the left hand, and as you exhale, you're going to float over to the right, squeezing through the right side, lifting those hands, this lateral flexion of the spine. You're going to inhale, both arms up, pull the shoulder blades down. As you exhale, float over to the left. This is where you may need the block at any height. Bring your wrist underneath your shoulder, and then try and keep your body open with the right hand lifting up to the ceiling. If this is not feasible, bring it onto your side of your waist. Always the option. Contract through the belly, press through the back, left foot and the left hand, strong arms. As we inhale, we lift and push that right heel away. Toes facing forward. Take that exhale, lower the leg, float back up. And we switch sides. So bring your block to the other side. And again, if you don't need it, that's absolutely fine. Lifting up full, nice and tall. As you inhale, extend that left foot. Instep in line with the knee and hip and shoulder above each other. You're going to inhale to lift the right hand up, belly in. As you exhale, float over to the left. Try not to twist in any way, just that side bend of the spine. Inhale to lift up. As you exhale, float the right hand down. Try to bring the wrist underneath the shoulder, keeping the chest open. Left hand floating up. Strong legs, strong arms. As you inhale, push the left heel away from you and lift. Pressing through the right foot. As you exhale, float it down, coming back to center. And come back to your tabletop. So we prepare ourselves here for our downward dog. So take that moment to focus on the position of your wrists and hands. If you feel that your wrists are sore, place your thumbs forward so the elbow creases face forward. If you feel that your wrist becomes sore through this pose. Otherwise, middle finger facing forward. Draw those elbow creases to face the front. Belly in, shoulder blades pulling down towards your buttocks. Tuck your toes in. We're going to take a few breaths here. So with your inhale, lift your knees, keep your knees bent, lift your hips. Let your head be loose. And slowly pedal your heels up and down, releasing through the back of the legs. Lifting the tailbone up. Pulling the belly in. Pressing through those knuckles. Trying to feel that lengthening through the back of the body. Two more breaths here. Take your time to really feel this lengthening. Gradually pressing both heels down, lifting the tailbone up. Belly pulled in, shoulder blades pulling down towards the buttocks. Head is loose. Take an inhale, bend the knees, start to look forward and walk your feet in between your fingers. Take a moment to pause in what we call a dangle. Belly's coming onto the thighs. Your head is about heart level. You can grab onto your elbows to let the shoulder blades relax. Head is loose. And again here, if you want, you can start to lengthen into one leg, lifting the tailbone up to the ceiling, and the other. Again, finding that release down the back of the legs. Breathing through the back and sides of the ribs. Eventually release your elbows if you've held onto them. And lengthen both legs. Lift that tailbone up. Engage these thigh muscles, palms facing upwards as we press through our feet to lift up, reverse one leg. Lifting our heart to the ceiling and floating the arms down into our mountain pose. Take a pause. Feel the benefit of this pose. We want to lift all 10 toes up to really connect to the floor, that foundation of our pose today. Our thighs are engaged, our belly is pulled in, tailbone is tucked underneath, shoulders are pulling down, fingers are strong. I'm going to do the start of a sun salutation. So as we inhale, we're going to lift our heart, gentle back bend. As you exhale, tilt forward from the hips, keep your thighs engaged, belly pulled in. You may need a block here again as you bring your head into a forward fold, or you may not. You might bring it to a lower level. You might have your knees slightly bent, so that's entirely up to you. Hands to shins, you're going to lift up to a flat back. Belly's pulling in, strong thighs. Exhale back to your forward fold. Take that reverse one dive, strong legs pressing through your feet, inner thighs engaged, lifting up. And from here, just so you can see purposes here, we're coming into side flexion. So take that inhale, shoulders pulled down. As you exhale, float over to the side. Feel that stretch down the side of the body. Inhaling up. Exhale to the other side. Try not to push the hips out. Keep the legs strong, belly pulled in. Take that inhale. As you exhale, sink back into your heels, into your chair pose. Back is nice and long, sinking into the heels, reaching those fingers forward. And from here, we're going to bring our hands to heart centers, take a gentle twist. So with your inhale, bring your right elbow towards left thigh, and lift the left elbow up. Your elbow might reach the knee, or it might not. You may be in the air. Take that inhale, back to center. Nice tall spine, belly sink into those heels. As you exhale, left elbow towards right thigh, and again, it may be that you're just twisting with your spine, or elbow right might reach your thigh. Take that inhale to lift back up, extend the arms, and pause. Feel this strong pose of the chair. You're sitting on a chair. Finally, press through your heels, lifting up. Gentle back bend. Hands float back down to mountain pose. And pause again. Take your time. Feel that breath. And now we're going to need 2 blocks either side of us. This is where we use it to connect to the floor. Bringing that awareness back into your position. Mountain pose, toes fully spread, connected. This nice, strong, foundational pose. All limbs as strong as one another. Use your breath to slowly bring motion and to slowly sink into your pose. You can feel it. So from mountain, we're going to float up. Arms raising, gentle back bend. As you exhale, bring your hands to your waist and step your right foot back into a high lunge. This is warrior 1. And pay attention to the positioning of the feet. The left knee is over the left ankle. The toes are facing up towards the corner of the mat here. And your hips are facing forward and shoulders. Not leaning forward, trying to get head over heart, over pelvis, and squeeze into these inner thighs. Once you feel confident, pressing through the right edge of the left, right foot, bending into the left. If you feel confident, to bring the arms up with an inhale and draw the shoulders down. Find this glorious warrior 1 pose. Strong position of our body. And then with your next inhale, straighten the left leg into our pyramid. Hips are still facing forward. And from here, you're going to tilt forward with your exhale, bringing yourself into a flat back again. Extending the arms forward, leg nice and straight, thighs engaged, and then hands onto your blocks. Feeling this position here, trying to keep the legs as straight as you can, pressing through the feet, drawing the shoulder blades down, pulling that belly in, keeping those thighs engaged, and you may wish to lower down further to feel the benefit of that stretch down the back, left leg, through the hamstring, through the buttock. Wherever you get to is fine, remember? There's no competition with any of these poses, it's just feeling it with your breath. One more breath here. And if you need to bend that leg with an inhale and then bring it back straight, do so. Take that opportunity to work alongside your body. So now as we inhale, we're going to bend into that left leg. We're going to lift those hands up, back up to warrior 1. Shoulders back and down. Feeling this strong pose here, hips facing forward. And as you exhale, float your arms down, release the right foot, bend the knee, step back into your mountain pose and pause and focus. And we do the same on the other side. Come round the other way. So remember, at home, if you don't have these blocks, you could use any big books that you have, or any blocks of wood that you have. So again, find your mountain pose again. Focus. We have what's called a drishti point. It's a focal point in front of you to help you take that awareness into. It could be something on the floor, it could be something just about 6 foot in front of you. Whatever it is, just focus entirely on it and use your breath to focus on bringing that energy into your body and grounding down through that. So last in breath here. So we'll do the other side now. So inhale to lift the arms, strong arms, lift your heart. Gentle breath. As you exhale, step your left foot back, bring your hands to your waist. Take a moment to pause and feel the position of your body again. It may feel different, one side than another. So right knee over the ankle, never bring it forward, keep it stacked. Bring the left toes to face the top edge of the mat. And then bring the hips around, head over heart, over pelvis, belly's pulled in, tailbones tucked underneath, strong inner thighs. Focus on the strength within all of your body, pressing through the outside edge of your left foot, firmly through the right. Strong arms as we inhale. If you feel able to lift up, pull the shoulders down. Focusing on that drishti point, that focal point. Take your awareness fully into it. And with your next inhale, straighten that right leg. Come into this pyramid pose. See, my body is not moved at all. It's just the strength within the legs. As you exhale, tilt forward to find that flat back. Nice long spine, fingers to your palms. Keep those thighs engaged, belly's pulled in, shoulder blades are pulled back and down. Pressure through both feet. And again, you may wish to lower down. Stay down or come back up. You'll feel that within your own body. And if you need to bend that leg again, just on the inhale and straighten on the exhale, you can do so. It's about working with how your body feels today. Your energy levels may be different. You might feel strong today, yet tomorrow, not so. So again, just be kind to your body, wherever you are. We're going to take that inhale, we're going to bend into the right leg. We're going to swing those arms up, if you feel able, or back to your waist, back to warrior one. Strong pose. And as you exhale, float the arms down, release the left heel, bend the knees, step back into your mountain pose, and pause again. Take those breaths to feel the body. And we're going to come into a balance now. We're going to do a tree. And you're going to have a position of your feet as feels comfortable for you. And we're going to start with standing by lifting the right foot. And the foot positions you could have is to open the right knee to the side, the ball of the foot on the floor, or you can have it on top of your foot or inside of your calf. Never bring it onto the joint itself, the ankle or the knee. We don't want to compromise that. So again, you may want to play about with that. We're opening the knee to the side to open the hip joint. So first of all, let's find our mountain pose. Really important here to have strength throughout the whole of your limbs. Creating the roots through your feet, and creating the energy lifting through the body and expanding through all of your body. Find your drishti point, your focal point in front of you, either on the floor or slightly in front of you. Wherever it is, take all your attention into it. Take a nice deep breath. And as we inhale, strong legs, as we inhale up, bring your hands to your heart center. Press the palms together, elbows out wide, shoulders back and down. Keep that belly engaged. With your next inhale, lift that left heel, or right heel, sorry, and lift the left hip up. And place the foot in one of those positions. It could be on the floor with the knee out to the side. Start of a balance. It could be on your foot itself, or it could be to the side of your calf. Remember, not on the knee. Focus on pressing into your hands, pulling the belly in. And if we need to put the foot down at any time, if we wobble and unbalance, don't worry. Just start again. Focus. Breathe and find that strength within you. Take an inhale, release the knee up and step back into your mountain pose. And we'll do the same the other side. Refocus on the strength through your mountain pose. And take your inhale to lift up. Hands to heart center. Use the hands to press into each other. With your next inhale, lift the left heel, lift your right hip so you don't sink into it. Choose that position of the foot, opening the left knee to the side. Remember, it is a balance, it is challenging, but see how your body feels here. Use your breath, use that focal point in front of you. Contracting through all of the core here to keep that strength. Legs are strong. Another breath. Remember, if you fall off, start again. Just own it. Don't worry. No competition, no egos here. It is all about just your own journey. Take that inhale, release the hands, step the foot back together. And take a moment to breathe and pause. So know that some days are good, some days are bad, and that's okay. Whatever happens on the day is the right thing at that point. So from here, come back to your mountain pose. We're going to make our way down to do some floor work here. So from your mountain pose, focus and breathe in. Lift your hands up gently. Arch your back, lifting your heart. As you exhale, swan dive down. Tilt forward from the hips, strong legs. Again, you may need your block. You may have it at any height. Forward fold. Any blood pressure issues and head at heart level. Bring your hands to your shin. Lift up to your flat back. As you exhale, forward fold again. Bend your knees fully. Fingertips to floor. Step one knee back and the other. And we're going to take a moment to come into wide leg child's pose. So knees wide, toes together. And again, take that time to sink the hips back towards the heels. And once you've found that comfortable position for the lower back, really releasing it, then you can walk your fingers forward. Press into the knuckles. The head might be in the air, or it might gradually lower down as you feel that gentle stretch, opening of the hips, the knees, the ankles, the shoulders, the back. Remember, wherever you get to is fine. Just feel this pose, feel the benefit. Breathing through your belly, your chest. We've created space here. It's a beautiful pose to come into if you're feeling anxious, if you're feeling frustrated or angry. It gives ourselves time here to focus inwards and just breathe. Set aside the outside world just for these few moments. Last few breaths. Gradually now, with your next inhalation, lifting up. Swinging your legs round to come onto buttocks and sit with your knees raised. I'm going to try variations of a boat pose. So nice core work to bring into our practice today. So the first position we're going to try is with our hands underneath our thighs. You're going to lift your spine up nice and tall, keep the belly contracted, and then start to bring the toes onto the mat and then tilt backwards a little. So you've still got that contraction through the belly, your back supported, it's nice and straight, shoulders back and down, and then try to lift maybe one foot off the floor, maybe the other, maybe both. Try not to round into the back here. Keep that length. Looking forward. We found that tipping point in our buttocks here. And as you exhale, bring your feet together. Release these hip flexors. That's where you'll feel it right in here. You can just tilt forward and round your back to release them. And then we're going to try different variations. So choose the one that suits you. You may want to stick with that first one. And we're going to do it another couple of times. So we're starting that nice tall spine, belly's pulled in, shoulder blades are down, got hands underneath. We've found our tipping point. You may want then to bring one foot in line with the knee. You might want to keep the other toe on the floor and then switch. So still on that tipping point, still contracting firmly through the body. And again, release forward. Let those hip flexors release. We're trying to build up our core work now. Back to the third version. We have 5 variations today to choose from. And as your practice progresses, you may well progress with it or revert if you're on a day when you don't feel so energetic. So again, belly contracted, shoulder blades down, nice. Long spine, Find that tipping point. Now maybe this time you want to bring the ankles in line with the knees. Not rounding again, lifting up. And then bring yourself with your exhale. Coming back up. Finding that tipping point, finding that positioning from. This was our variation before. You may then want to extend your arms out, drawing the shoulder blades down. And then come forward. We have one more to do today. The full boat. And again, gradually work your way up to this. Whatever variation you've chosen today, remember, just accept that for yourself. Finding that. From here, our full version is to extend both legs out, pointing the feet, long back, strong arms, strong legs, strong core, floating forward. Give yourself that release through the back, through the hips, and the belly. Gradually now coming back to center. We're coming into a staff pose. So bring your legs fully extended out. And for some, this is a position that's quite difficult to sit in because your back wants to round. So I have a blanket here which I could roll up to sit on, to tilt my pelvis forward so that my spine feels nice and tall. That's always an option. Or you can indeed sit on a block or a flatter book. What's important is the spine is nice and tall and you're not rounding out your back here. You're contracting and extending the spine up. So from here, staff pose. Push the back of the knees into the floor. Draw the toes to your shin. And we're going to try a forward fold. So we're going to lift the arms up, strong arms. Inhaling up, draw the shoulder blades down, belly in. As you exhale, tilt forward from the hips. You'll find that stopping point. You really can't go any further. And then bring your hands down. Try not to round here. Keep that strength through the back. Those back muscles are working hard. The feet and legs are still engaged. You may have access to your shins. You may have access down towards your ankles. You may have access to your feet. Whatever you've got access to. Keep the chest lifted. Keep looking forward. Find that opening through the back of the body. Strong legs. Pulling the toes to the shin. Put one more breath in. How does it feel in your body? Remember, we want to feel each of our poses today. And then we come to the opposite of this yang pose, this Hatha staff pose with this forward fold. We're coming to a yin pose, called a caterpillar. So now, just let your feet go. Let your muscles in your legs go. Now you can allow your spine to relax over. Let your arms be floppy. Let your head release. And again, you'll find this pose for yourself. And the important thing to do here is not push into it and really pull and push into it. Is to find about 70 to 80% of your forward fold. So never 100%, not like we do when we try in our yang or hatha poses. Now it's yin, now it's soften. Now it's surrender into the pose. So on an in-breath, you may feel your body rise, yet on your out-breath, you may feel your body soften and float down with gravity, pulling down into the floor. If you find you've gone too far, if you find your body's hurting here and actually your back is pinching or your neck is sore with your head dropping down, just gently lift back up again and start again to find that 70 to 80% forward fold. Very different from holding and contracting through our strength and flexibility poses. Now we're just using time to slowly release into our tissues. The opposite to our hatha. This is our yin, it's our softening and releasing and de-stressing through our joints. We're going to take another breath here. So slowly now, fingers either side, Start to walk them back towards your hips and uncurl your back. Be very gentle. Let your body rebound from these yin poses. There is no quick movements coming out of that. It's really important to let your body rebound and move in a way that wants to. You may want to give your legs a big shake. Fabulous. So now we're going to come back onto the floor. We're going to just come back and flop down. Let's do it properly. So we're going to hands underneath. We're going to tuck our chin in, pull up belly, and slowly curl down. Control that descent. Coming all the way down. And as we started, we're in this half supine position. We're going to add in some gentle twisting here and releasing. So bring the right knee in. Pull your belly in, chin tucked in. Bring the right knee in. Hand underneath the thigh. Gently pull it in. Don't contract the toes towards your shin. So releasing down the right side. Take that inhale. Extend the right leg up to the ceiling. Arms come wide. Important now to keep your hips and your ribs facing up and your arms and hands connected. As you exhale, open to the side. Pushing the heel away, that inner thigh release. Opening the hip joint. Not rolling over, but just opening that inner thigh. Strengthen the legs. Take that inhale to lift up. And exhale to float down to the floor. Keep your belly engaged, chin tucked in. Left knee pointing up to the ceiling. Pressing through the heel. Inhale to lift. Exhale to open up. You might feel clicks and pops in the hip joint. Don't worry, as long as there's no pain. Exhale down. Last one on this side. Still keeping your hips and ribs facing up. Exhale. And slowly draw that foot back in. Do the same on the other side. So left knee in. Hug the knee in. Release that on the spine. Pull the toes to your shin. Keep your chin tucked in. Take that inhale. Extend the left heel up. Press into the right foot. Arms float out. Shoulders, arms and hands connect. As you exhale, flow over to the left. Keep the chest and hips facing upwards. Inhale back up. As you exhale, float it down to the floor. Still contracting through that belly a little bit more. Core work. Twice more. Feel this pose. How does your hip feel? Inner thigh releasing. Strength within the legs. Full connection through the back of the body. Into the floor. Pressing into your right heel. Still using all of our limbs to be strong within our body. Last one. Drawing that foot back up. And bring your feet together, your knees together. Pull the belly into the back of the spine, contracting in, chin tucked in. Squeezing the knees and feet together as you exhale, float down to the side. Keep your shoulders, hands and arms connected to the floor. Inhaling up to center. Exhaling to the other side. Not lifting the shoulders off the floor. Find a bit of twisting. Do the same again, but this time we add a little bit more core work. So lift the feet off the floor, contract through the belly. Still keep your shoulders, arms and hands connected to the floor. Squeeze the feet and knees together. As you exhale, twist over to the side. Not losing that connection through the hands, arms and shoulders. Inhaling back, belly pulled in, chin tucked in, exhale. Last one. And then squeeze those knees into into your chest, not pulling them in like that, just squeeze them in using your core muscles. Last one, to squeeze over to the side as you exhale. Inhaling, exhaling to the other side. Still keeping your shoulders, arms and hands connected. You feel like you're walking down the mat here in actual fact, so don't feel uncomfortable with your t-shirt that you might have on. It might start to draw up towards the neck. This gives you a deeper twist through the thoracic spine now. Last one on each side. Eventually coming back to center and to bring into full effect our full twist, including our neck now. Feet as wide as the mat. This time your shoulder can release. So as the knees float down to the side, turn your head to the side and let your shoulder release if it needs to. It might not. Releasing down the front of the hip flexors, full spinal twist. Inhale back to center. Exhale to the other side. Again, your shoulder might release off the floor, it might not. Do that twice more, that final twist through the whole of the spine now. Releasing around the front of the hips, the thighs. Again, noticing how it feels in your body. Coming back to center. Take a moment just to readjust your clothing if you need to. Extending your legs out. Feet slightly apart, coming into our final resting pose, our corpse pose. And the ankles away from each other. Hands slightly away from the body, palms facing up. And take that final wiggle. Just make sure your lower back's comfortable. Make sure your shoulders are connected to the floor, chin's tucked in. And then take a moment just to fully relax. Come back to that breath, like we did at the start of our practice. You'll feel these changing sensations within your body now your practice has come to an end. Focus on that. How is your body healing now? We tuned into our body at the start of our practice, so do so now. Working through the joints from your toes up to your head, through the muscles, through the tissues. Perhaps noticing any subtle changes that have occurred. And as you continue, just breathe naturally here, focusing through your body. Just allow your body to totally relax, so that with each breath out, you're feeling more and more comfortable, more and more relaxed. Right at this minute, there is nowhere else to be. No one else to please, no one else to see to. Just being here, present in this moment, connected to our mind, connected to our body, connected to our breath. The unity of all three. And come back to your breath. Focusing on the inhale through the nostrils and follow the pathway of your breath as it comes into your body, bringing that prana, life force energy to rejuvenate your body. As you lay there, your body's assimilating all the things we've gone through. It's recovering. The energy we bring in is aiding in all of that. And as we breathe out, just let go of anything that no longer serves you, whatever that may be right at this minute. And a sense of letting go and releasing. Your body is like a vessel, accepting that breath, that prana into our body. And then we can let go of any tension. space and time now, just to be. No need for thoughts, just breathing, feeling. Again, as a home practice, you can stay in Shavasana for as long as you wish. Always try to allow yourself 10 minutes perhaps to let your body recover, let your mind slow down, let your heart rate slow down, let your mental ability just to tune into your body. A whole connection. Breathing naturally. Just being still and calm. For the purposes of this video now, we're just going to release back up. So bring one foot onto the floor and the other. Roll onto your right side. Give yourself this time to pause in between in this childlike position. The right side of your body is re-energizing, yet the left is still calm. That balance of our bodies, the yin and the yang, the masculine and the feminine, the sun and the moon, the whole balance of our bodies, working in unison. Press up. We're going to end our practice. Come into a pose, an easy pose of choice, just to finish off. We start at our hands with our right on our belly, left on our hearts. Switch. Again, bringing that balance. Gentle bow of the head, spine nice and tall. Take that time now, time in gratitude for coming onto your mat today. However long you spent in your practice. Just never judge yourself, just accept how it was today. But thank yourself for giving yourself this time to practice at home. Giving your mind and body and spirit some TLC, some time to reconnect and journey through each of the poses, through each of the breaths. Reconnecting with all of that. Hands to heart center. Connecting again into our sternum. So namaste. Thank you for joining us today. Enjoy the rest of your day.